Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Happy Saturday. As promised, I am going to deliver the new moon message and new moon reading today. So, as always, timestamps are below in the description or in the comments, probably both. And you can govern yourself according to what you feel connected to tap into, okay? But without further ado, let's jump right in to the new moon in Pisces. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the last moon of the astrological year and the last one of the winter. It's the new moon in Pisces, the worm moon on March 10th, 2024 at apparently exactly 5 a.m. Eastern time. Now I'll get into that number, the number 5, which is a number for change. And change it is a coming according to this moon. And it's a super one at that, so get into that as well. Also noted is the synchronicity of daylight savings time, and also just around the cosmic corner is eclipse season. So with all of this intense initializing energy, it goes without saying that this lunar cycle is primed for manifesting in true Pisces form, wishes, dreams, and deep desires. There is no shortage of imagination to tap into at such a time as this. Given the deep cleansing that occurred throughout the past full moon cycle, the creative consciousness should be pretty clear to bring dreams to life, quite mystically, almost magically so. With wildcard Uranus in harmonious aspect with the moon, anything is possible, including a range of emotions. No better time than the present to stay present with what truly matters, the deeper meaning of those matters, and acceptance for what can and cannot be done to change them. As the collective is undergoing an intense transition of change, grace for self and for others goes a long way. After all, changes are happening for the greatest good of all. Keen imagination and even visualization of the most ideal outcome can enhance a frequency that would magnetize that manifestation into reality. Gratitude, a highly magnetic force alone, can be grounded by engaging in energy-enhancing activities and experiences that sensationalize the soul, i.e., art, music, nature, even prayer and meditation. Doing what feels good and is good for the mind, body, and spirit sustains temperance through transformation. This moon transit is like a portal of accelerated transportation from the past to the future, all from the present. A mystical, magical experience indeed. Imagination is the GPS leading to the destination of your destiny. And the ethereal ETA says you have already arrived. Disengage with any people, places, or things that offensively oppose that truth. The fact is, there is so much cosmic activity intensifying this transit. We got Lilith in Virgo, inciting our radical ambitions, Mercury in Aries with Pluto in Aquarius, enlivening our inner detective for the truth. Then later on, we'll have Venus entering Pisces, challenging our relationship securities. It could all make your head swim if you're not careful. But if heart and mind can forge an alliance for the greatest good of the Supreme Self, the reward will be living the dreams that your reality is made of, in spirit and in truth. It already is so, and so it is. Okay, so that's the new moon in Pisces message. We're going to keep it on rolling. And now for new moon in Pisces reading. Hear ye, hear ye. Let's see what we got here. All right. I'm trying to keep it moving to get back to my Saturday chilling. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's been raining all day here, and it doesn't appear that it's going to stop until tomorrow. So you know how those rainy days can be, to just make you want to just veg out almost, even though I haven't been quite vegging out, but I haven't necessarily been supremely active either, as I would have made my way to this table a lot sooner if I had. So, but it's all good. I'm here, you're here. Oh, and the light, that's the second time the light has changed, which I find interesting as well. I didn't say nothing the first time, but I saw it. All right, Spirit, what is that supposed to mean? All right, let's see what we got today. What? Come on, not the Five of Cups, like depression, worries, shame, guilt, anxiety, worthlessness, you name it. All the densest energies you can possibly think of. And crying over spilled milk at that. I would say this is just an energy to kind of avoid through this portal. I mean, it's a new moon, but you also, which usually heightens the senses for change and you know, energizes you for forward movement. You know, we've done all of the releasing. Maybe these are some energies that are lingering on account, and maybe it's just like a matter of time, tick tock, before they're completely swept out by this energy. But I will also say, given we got Pisces in the sun and Pisces in the moon, and then all the other intensities that are happening, it is quite a diluted energetic space to be in if you're not particularly primed, like if you don't have gills to swim through that emotional terrain, so to speak. But however, you know, as I stated throughout the message, it's not a matter of at this point, like, what's done is done, hence the crying over spilt milk energy. Like, whatever has occurred or whatever has taken place to get you to this point in time now is literally obsolete, where there's no room to fixate on the past at this point. We're already forwarding into the future. Like, we're already there, as a matter of fact. And what you wouldn't want to do is bring those dense energies, particularly from what has already occurred, because that's the energy of this card. It's not so much a projection of what could be, you know, or even, I can't even give it that energy, like somebody being anxious about the future or what could happen. This is literally, oh, you hear that rain? Goodness. This is literally being stuck in the past and kind of like unable to see the promise of the future. That's just not the space to be in. Even if there are things that would be justified to feel particularly sad about, it's like nothing you can really do about it at this time. You know, what's done is done, and you can pray to transmute that energy into some force fuel that would enliven you in the present to face the future with courage, you know, with a fresh face. You know, that's just what it comes down to. I'm not even going to take this energy out. Nope, I'm not going to do it, because that's not the vibe. I mean, I'll remember it as we move forward, but that can't be the vibe for the new moon energy such as this. It's like there may be an intensity of emotional expressions and feelings that arise, but giving yourself grace to allow yourself to feel them and release them as needed is the most ideal point of presence right now. There's nothing that you could dwell on from the past that's going to really do anything for your future except for hold you down in this present moment from activating a more promising future or a more favorable experience beyond this point. So you wouldn't want to take those energies into this present moment of intensified manifestation, lest you just create a renewed cycle of that, especially at a new moon time. Like you'll just be creating that energy to take with you forward, from this point on. And this particular cycle is intensified in a way that it's not just matters of this new moon cycle between now and the next full moon. It's something far more eternal than that happening right now. Like you're literally creating the framework for how life gets to be. Like it's more distant, a more distant perspective than, oh well, I got this time next couple of weeks. It's like, no, it's might be the next couple decades. Definitely the next couple of years, that you're kind of setting the stage for the life of your desires. And the universe is only responding to the vibration and frequency that you emit. So you could be saying with your mouth and with your mind, projecting a certain reality, but if you're still ruminating in the past, which is very dense and diluted with regrets and shame and guilt and all those other things, there'll be a mixed message that the universe is only going to be able to pick up with a mixed deliverance of reality. That's just what it is. So it's really important for us to send a clear and direct signal to the spirit and heart of the matters, for the spirit and heart of the spirit and truth of the matters of our wishes and dreams and desires right now. As fantastical as they may be or as simple as they may be, there's really no limitation on it, just as long as it's sincere. So whatever you do, if you're still feeling low and feeling down and feeling out, try to release that vibration as much as you possibly can by grounding yourself with what is true right now. What is there to be grateful for? What is there to get? How can you give yourself grace for those impressions? How can you project a more favorable and savory future from this present moment by literally just putting yourself in the sensational reality of that experience right here, right now, and believing for it to already be so. Imagination is key, and we can use our imagination to create more dismay and distress, or literally to build dreams, not nightmares, dreams. All right, so let's see what we got here. And speaking of, how about it? Thank you, King of Wands, the most creative king in the deck that's certainly going to alchemize his experiences wisely. The things that you've experienced, taking account for all of it and appreciating the value of the value added to your life, how it really more or less adds to your arsenal of creativity, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. It's added some value to your energetic intellect to be able to make something of it, something productive, as a matter of fact. There was something else I was going to say before that came out. What was it? Shoot. I felt something. Oh man, maybe it'll come back to me. I don't remember. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, oh. Okay. King of Cups. Of course, I'm not taking any of this. Not one thing. It's chaos here. All right, so let's see. We got the King of Wands and then the Knight of Cups. Did I say King of Cups? I didn't mean to if I did. Knight of Cups. Some offer. What's the offer? Let's see what the offer is and where it's going. Oh, I know what I was going to say, and it's important. At such a sensitive time of transformation as this is when that energy of the Five of Cups would want to creep in to incite doubt and fear and to make you, you know, to project some inflections of reasons to feel unworthy of the future that you are fortifying in the present moment. That's exactly the moment when those oppositional forces would want to attack, you know, from the inside out. And of course, it certainly can come from stale emotions, you know, the psyche or the unresolved sensations, of the subconscious, some of which you thought you may have already, you may have released already, and here they go again, like, remember me? So that's why it's important to stay present with what truly matters, especially in when we're talking about the past, because a lot of times you can debunk the influence of those densities by the impact, maybe, well, I guess maybe both, the influence and the impact, simply by reminding yourself of what is now. You know, that's half the battle. Like, does this even matter right now? You know? So, yeah, it was important for me to say that, because at the time when you're about to embark on a great change is that challenging moment. And like I said, it can be more internally than it is otherwise, to almost question your own readiness and the you know, to, especially with it being Pisces, to even question your grasp of reality, to have the audacity to believe for certain changes to occur, certain realities to be, you know. Like, how dare I believe for such magic, you know, to occur in my life? Like, who am I to have that level of expectation? And then you start, you can only go off of the evidence of the past, whether it be failed attempts or disappointments or, you know, whatever the case may be. The past is the only evidence that you can really pull from. And if there's not a great deal to reflect upon that would encourage you to be enthusiastic for the future, then there could be a conflict in the spirit there, which is why the imagination takes precedence, because you don't have to have evidence for your imagination to kick into gear. There is no evidence needed. All you need to project and visualize and internalize is what gets to be. So you have liberty to do that. No matter what you've been through, no matter what you've been, what you've done, who you've been, where you've been, how you've done it, whatever the case, you will always have the freedom of your own imagination. Of course, the responsibility, particularly now more than ever, because these intense frequencies, and it's like as above, so below. That's how sensitive the response time, like the response in the realm is right now. That if you are feeding, you're investing a certain reality even about yourself, then that's what you're ultimately weaving in real time. So you have the will, you have the liberty to visualize and imagine whatever you choose. You also to have the accountability for what becomes of it. All right, come on, come on. Okay, give it another go. Okay. All right. That kind of came out on the side. I wouldn't say it was necessarily a struggle, but definitely a question here with this protection piece. So there's an offer for protection, but it's shaky. I don't know if it's trustworthy. Let me see what's on the other side of that. Yeah, it's like I'm good. I got this. Somebody, let's see, hold on. I get this when I just said like offer for protection. But it could be emotional protection or passionate protection. But as I said, it was kind of shaky, like questionable, even how it fell on the ground. It just gives a sense that some offers either may not be genuine at this time, or just may not be necessary, like I said, I got this, I'm good. Like what protection is, It seems like the offer of protection is more needed for the person that's offering it than the value of what it would truly bring to whomever it's being made to, if that makes sense. Let me see, what's the King of Wands looking at? Because I feel like these energies don't feel the same. His back is turned. Unless this is the King of Wands. Is the Six of Swords, the Six of Wands, the King of Wands? Ooh. It's a threat to the King of Wands. Somebody holding a grudge is what I just sensed from the Four of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. someone that's trying to obstruct the advancement of this creativity, because that's where we started, right? Yeah. That is trying to create a blockage and like almost a cog in the energy of all of this intensified initiation energy. And the King of Wands is definitely an initiator. Like they're going to go get it if it's to be got, right? Given the moon energy that we're in, is someone that's trying to be a distraction, an emotional distraction though, to create some disturbance from proaction and progression. But it's not like I said, it's like whomever is, but they're posing as if they have something of value to offer, or if they're almost like a protective or a helpful energy. That's what I'm getting. Like posing as someone that could be trusted, but they're not trustworthy. And they're also not here for protection. They're here for some advancement of attack, or I would say in this case, just distraction, like just an obstruction, because it's no match for the King of Wands. It's not but so much attack that's going to truly be successful. But if you can keep someone distracted in this place of feeling like it's almost like a false, what is this here? Something with the Seven of Wands, where it's like somebody's being tied up in some what is that? I don't know how to explain it. Opposition. Let me see where the King of Wands is over here. Conflicting passion is what that is. And the funny thing is, one from the 7 is the 6, which is where he already, okay. So it's somebody trying to like, remember how I said, well, if you did listen to the moon message, I said like your ETA based on the GPS of your imagination is that you've already arrived. So that's the energy here, that the King of Wands has already set his mind on to what he wants to create, so it's already done. But here's this energy here creating emotional disturbances, as if there's still more obstacles yet to overcome before a victory is truly achieved. But that's the illusion itself, the distraction itself, because that brings back to the 5 of Cups. Because if that is the projection that's made, that would put someone in a state of depression or anxiety, or, you know, disappointment even with self, to feel as though you still haven't made the mark, or you still haven't proven yourself to be worthy of the things that you've already idealized are true for yourself, you know? So it's like an assault on someone's imagination and their manifestations, but from the position of you're still not worthy. As I said, like, how dare you believe that you can achieve such greatness? You know, like, what evidence do you have? And it starts replaying, like running the tape of all the times when you tried to be great and you fell on your face, or all the reasons why you still have a long way to go, or, you know, the things you still need to work on about yourself, or things you still need to, challenges, that's what this is, that you still need to overcome. But more internally than anything, you know, like fighting against self, to prove self to self, you know, of worthiness is the greatest challenge, like I said. Okay, I get that now. Let me see. I don't even really need one on the, wow. Oh, wow. I was just about to say, like, I don't even really need one over here now, because whatever the King of Wands is looking at is as good as done. And what he's looking at is total spiritual fulfillment, like talk about proving yourself to yourself. This is the reflection of source telling you, affirming you in spirit and in truth, like, oh, you've surpassed the expectation in spirit and in truth. You've done more than enough to be proven. As a matter of fact, you don't need to do another thing, quite honestly, but just be who you are. Like, again, living in the truth of that projected reality. This is looking at that energy right here. This is unconditional love, complete wish fulfillment, overflow of, this is bliss. Bliss is what I like to call it. I think I called the sun bliss yesterday, and it is blissful, but I feel maybe this is blissful and the sun is bliss. I don't know, but that's what is given. You know, an overflow of spiritual fulfillment, happiness, love. When you're fulfilled at this point, everything else, as I said in the message, is like magnetized unto that. This is where it begins, to see the reflection of yourself in source and the synergy between the two. This is what ultimately redeems you from that Five of Cups energy. There's no shame, guilt, depression, remorse, regret that can exist in these two, in the correlation between these two energies. Unconditional love and mastery of creativity and ambition, courage, confidence to, you've already proven yourself to be able to alchemize the worst of spiritual energy with that Five of Cups. Certainly, what could you do with the best of it? And that's what's looking to be obstructed, if given the opportunity to. It would, but I see that it's already being blocked here, because the outcome on the other end is success already. Not only did it start with that visualization of that supreme outcome, but it actually materializes to be that. So even with the best intentions to cause an emotional, like emotional confusion or turmoil, it's what's the Knight of Cups, that small cup, when you've already obtained the Ace, like the supreme affirmation of who you are. That's the matter of truth right there. That's the spirit of truth right there to aspire to, because that saturates everything, literally. It pours into everything, and it makes other matters that will be obstinate to that truth obsolete. You know, like I said, that it can exist. When, as I said in the beginning with the Five of Cups, when you remind yourself of your presence, the truth of who you are, what you've overcome, what you have evidence to stand on right now, and if that's nothing but the truth of the love of God, you know, the universe preserving you and exalting you, that's enough to stabilize your imagination for what more there gets to be here with the Six of Wands. Like, success and overcoming that density, even after having to maybe protect yourself from yourself at points and times, still succeeding to live above the fray and now beyond it. Because in the background of this the Six of Wands is the Five of Wands, and that's chaos, confusion, and I would say even corruption. That's what's been conquered by the King of Wands. Dope. There's the angels, ancestors, way shores, guys. Mastery, ascended mastery is what we're looking at here. Of a spiritual ordinance. This means it's like, oh my God, like somebody's just anointed to be highly exalted in creation. To lead the way, to be a pioneer, like a teacher of sorts, like how to get through the darkest night of the soul. That's what that Five of Cups represents too, like a dark night, the darkest, deepest of the lowest of the low you can possibly go, and somehow finding your head above water, swimming your way to the surface and keeping your head above water, and then like backstroking, like, or even floating, I would say, above the abyss, not being consumed by it. That's no small feat, even with spiritual support, with ancestral support, with all the heavens and the earth at your dispense, or dispensed on your behalf, I should say. You still have to walk that walk, and it's not an easy one. It could sometimes feel like you have the world against you, and the things that look like they're working for you, or they're allies, or things you could trust, may present themselves to be the total opposite, to actually pose a physical offense to your prosperity. Somebody has overcome a lot to sit in a high seat of creativity. And it's because they have so much to create, so much facility now to create from, and because they didn't succumb to their dire circumstances, they transmuted that energy and alchemized it. As a matter of fact, there's so much value now to offer to help forward others. So of course the spirit's going to support that evolution, because it's a seed that sows very prosperously in the earth. Not somebody that, they're arrogant on account of what they've accomplished or what they can do, or because the King of Wands is powerful, like on account of how powerful they can flex. And it's more self-serving than it is, more sensational than it is serving. That energy doesn't really go very far now. It doesn't reproduce at the magnitude of someone that is gracious with their life experiences. Gracious with themselves, again, not falling again victim to that Five of Cups, to be depressed and be in self-pity on account of what they incurred, because this is like somebody that incurred a great deal now, but still somehow gained value from the best and worst of their experiences. Let's see. They could have I was just about to say it too. I was about to say they could have become a villain, but instead, wow. You kidding me with the under the King of Wands. This is amazing. All powerful in the way that they've been ordained to be, and okay with the ways in which they may not be. But that's the thing, it's like when you're standing in the totality of your ordinate power, there is no not to be, because all that matters is what you are, you know? Anything else would be a point of comparison. So this is someone that what they do very well. And they take the opportunity to advance that power. And like I said just now, you know, they invest that power for the advancement of creation, not just for the gratification of their own pride and ego. That's supreme power, supreme love. Supreme, what is that Ace of Cups? Like, love seems almost too primitive. This is passion. It's more than passion, though, it's power. The King of Wands is an emblem of passion, but this Ace of Wands is power. And the Ace of Cups is soul. Somebody's a passionate and powerful soul. And that is their superpower. And it lays all these interferences, it has them shaking in their boots, because like I said, there's no match for someone that is sitting in the supreme self-esteem from yesterday's message that these cards project, that loves themselves and loves themselves in a supreme way, and perhaps source beyond self, if there is, you know, a reverence for that, that is a conduit of supreme creativity, like unlimited power. Not everybody can handle that transmission. Some people get a little bit of power and lose their damn minds. This is somebody that can handle, that can be like a conduit of the most supreme source and force known to man, at least. And it just flows naturally through their body like an electrical current through a wire. Emphasis on current with the water energy as well. It's just a flow. It's natural. It's not, there's no resistance to it. And the person doesn't short out, because they've been substantiated to sustain this currency by way of their experiences, almost being vetted by their trials and tribulations to be a sustainable conduit of this force. They stay connected. Well, this is also like, I would say, like having the like the ancestors, like having the ancestors and angelic realms like on your side, you know, because you've sacrificed yourself a certain way to have this earthly experience and stay connected to those intangible forces that were helping to guide you through, like temperance of that transformation, as I said in the message. Now you've won them over. Well, you were already chosen for the challenge, but now you've won them over. Even, you know, that's why I'm saying it's like the victory is already, it's like you. And look, it tried to come back out. Well, it is coming back out. But this is the resistance to it. It's like this is no match. It's no match for these. There's already a protective shield and force against those energies. It's already, how can I say it? It's like somebody's trying to force feed somebody back to this state of being, but they've ascended so far beyond that they already have like it's like a circuit protector already infused in their energy. Like every time these types of frequencies would try to arise, there is a passionate response to it. A viable response at that, like, nope, nah, that's not true. That doesn't live here anymore. That somebody has an answer, a response, a reaction to sustain their high voltage against like this energy trying to like drown their circuit board in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. What did I say? Judgment Day. It's time's up for those interferences. And they're only gonna backfire back to where they came from. Wherever they've been projected from, they're diminished from internal uprising by way of the system, as I said, like the circuit protector that someone has been upgraded with. That's like, it's like a system upgrade with this Ace of Wands. Somebody is just like too strong to be disempowered anymore. Even with things that almost seem to be true or that were true once upon a time, like it doesn't have the same impact. And anybody that likes, if this is an actual energy, as I said, of someone almost trying to force feed somebody back into a depressive state of being, this is going to backfire tremendously if it hasn't already. That person is going to absorb, or that energy, whatever it is, because it could be people. It doesn't even have to be one person. It could be, generally speaking, when you're on your way to success in one way, shape, or form, sometimes people try to hold on to you, for their own comfort and security. Like, no, don't go. Stay here back with us, whether it be, like I said, for their comfort of the security of your comfort and your company, or just it could be something far more diabolical than that. Of course, we know, like, to actually just impress upon you the energies that they feel for themselves, to offload that onto you. Misery loves company type of energy, but that would backfire tremendously in this season with this Judgment card here. I almost don't want to go any further, and I don't think that I am. I'm gonna look at the bottom and the top, and I'm gonna call it a day. Yep, yeah, I am. Yes, I am. Because the battle over the darkest night has been won victoriously, triumphantly. And it's been like a jailbreak for generations, connected to this one energy. In this case, the courage, the boldness, the ambition, the tenacity of one person to overcome what, generally speaking, would be generational curses, generational cycles, living above the fray, outside of the box, standing their ground on what they believed in, most importantly, believing in themselves, no matter what was offered to them or what energies were interfering, obstructing that journey of self-discovery and self-assertion for self-esteem. This is just the classic case of energies wanting to keep you low when you're on your way to high places, when you're answering the call on your life, the call of destiny. And some people will be happy for you to see you off well on that journey. But a lot of times, if people are not on their own journey, they will do whatever they can in their power to distract you from yours. And this is just someone that beat out all the odds, all the distractions, beat it with a stick, beat it down. And it's just like a legendary warrior for the light. He went through the darkness to champion for the light. Whew. Wow. Yep, and now this is the gift that keeps on giving. Like I said, like, generations have been jailbroken on account of his courage, on account of the courage, because of course, it doesn't have to be a masculine outright. It could be just that proactive energy in all of us to take charge, as we're being incited to do even through this new moon, to take charge of our own creativity, not allow anyone to take those reins, to take that paintbrush, to take that magic wand and just have their way with you. It's like, no, that's over. You've been ordained, you've been exalted, You've been crowned. You've been given jurisdiction, authorization, and all of the facility needed to literally create the most desirable destiny that you can imagine. That's what's going on here. That's what's going on. And when you do that, it opens up the floodgates of prosperity for others to now reimagine themselves in that authority and with that audacity. Let's see. Oh, wow. And the 10 of Cups. Wow. So that others can reimagine themselves in a reality of happily ever after. And it be a very true ending, not just an ideal, but a real life happy ending. Wow. I'm going to leave this here. I'm not going to go another minute, say another word. Like, wow. That's what we are being given the rights to by way of the peaceful alignment of our mind and our heart on one accord, cultivating the greatest for Supreme Self, which subsequently coincides with the greatest good of all. It just does. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Happy new moon. Definitely ignite your passions in a way that makes them real for you, fortify them in real time, enlivening your frequency, doing things that you love to do while you stay in the envisioning and spirit of manifestation of what gets to be in real time, right here, right now. It is so, and so it is. As always, until next time, I leave you with peace.